Hi guys, and welcome back to AKA Mama. Today I'm going to be talking about, navigating being a full-time working mom and raising a toddler. So this is something I've really been contemplating speaking about for many, many, many weeks, and I always had a reason why not to speak about it. And it's because I was waiting to identify some sort of pattern where I'm like, okay, this is, these are my key takeaways on what that really looks like. I wanted it to be something positive, something nice to speak about. But this week something happened and I was like, oh my gosh, why am I waiting to identify a pattern? Why do I want to be something that's packaged so nicely? So today I'm just going to talk about it, share my experience, what I think about it so far, and, give an account of what happened on Tuesday. So overall, I would say that there are three key things that you need to be able to navigate being a full-time working mom and having a toddler at home in daycare, whatever that looks like. And the very first thing I would like to highlight is support. So it's either going to be organic support from your partner, support from your family, and if you don't have that kind of support, you're going to have to build your own support system. I can't imagine a world where one, works full time, has a toddler, and you don't have a support system. So, I mean, even your child going to daycare, that in itself is a form of support system. The second key ingredient is resilience, and the third, I would say, really, 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 really strong nerves. So, like I said earlier, I wanted to address this topic and I was waiting for a pattern, but I didn't find this pattern because every single day is so different. So, in the morning when I'm getting my son ready, I have to put in buffer time for those moments where it's like, I don't want to get dressed, or I want to put my shoes on, or I want to take this toy with me. And every single day it's something different. So, of course, we have our daily routines that I believe every child has, whether, the mom is working or not. So, for me, that's not worth mentioning. But the mornings can be tough. One morning he's very compliant, everything is easy going. I wake him up, get him dressed, we're out of the house, boom. And then there are days where every step from the moment you wake up, brushing the teeth, changing clothes, whatever it is, putting on the jacket, not putting on the jacket, getting into the car. There are really days where literally every step forward is tied with a challenge, discussions, and whatnot. So it's really exhausting, and which is why I say you need resilience and really strong nerves. But anyways, this Tuesday, I had once again a very different day, like many other days. I went to daycare to drop my son off, and we have to enter the code to open the gate for security reasons, and the code didn't work. And the thing is, the mornings, they're timed like this. I generally don't have like 20 minutes extra to spare. Of course, the extra time that I need, I have to build that in, in the front, not later at the back. So, once I'm out of the house and whatnot, the ball is rolling, everything should be on autopilot. Anyways, get to the daycare. The gate is not opening. So I thought, oh my gosh, I must be so stressed out that I've forgotten this PIN code. I call the dad. I'm like, the gate is not opening. And he tells me the PIN code. I punch it in. I'm like, that's what I punched in. It's not working. So now I'm stuck there. No other parents in sight. No educators in sight. Then an educator came, tried to open the gate, encountered the same issue. So I'm like, okay, at least I'm not the issue. It was a whole shebang, but we finally ended up entering through a different entrance. Go into the daycare, try to drop him off, and he's like, oh, I want to play with you, back and forth, back and forth. Finally managed, to say bye and leave. Now, I was thinking that when I came to drop him off, the gate was not working because it hadn't been unlocked. So I leave using the normal exit, and then I figure out that I can't open the gate. I'm like, oh no, I try to get back inside, but now I can't get back inside because the door's closed. So all doors automatically close and lock for security purposes so that the children can't just leave. I'm like, okay, what do I do? I go to an educator in another room. I'm like, hey, can you please come, and open the door for me? And she's like, I'm so sorry, I can't come and help you because I can't leave the kids unattended. So at the moment, this is like Germany-wide, it's annoying. There's staff shortages. So this was like a unique case where in this particular room, this educator was by herself. So there's literally a person that can help me, but she can't help me due to circumstances. So I'm standing outside watching the clock tick. Time is ticking, time is ticking. Oh, and then I see, a mom trying to come through the gate. I explained to her the gate is not working. You have to use the other entrance. So I'm like, okay, at least when this mom comes through, she can open the door for me. I go inside. That happens. Now, I've never used the other exit. I didn't know how to use it. And for security reasons, you can't just open the doors or else the alarms will go off. So I asked this mom if she can help me. She's like, okay, I'll help you, but let me first drop off my daughter and then I'll attend to you. Her daughter's like 2 years younger than my son. And she's like holding on to mommy and everything is taking long. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So between the time that I tried to leave and now it's been like 8 minutes. I wait for this mom. Deep down in my heart, I'm like, thank God, she can help me, but it's taking so long. An educator comes by. I was like, oh, I was waiting, for this mom to help me, but maybe you can help me. I'm like explaining to him, I'm trying to get out. And then he goes outside with me. So I'm thinking this guy knows the situation with the gate. He's going to unlock the gate for me, then I can go out. He tries to show me how to open the gate. I know how to open the gate. And the gate doesn't open. So in this moment, I'm like, oh no, you weren't aware? The gate, it's not working. He's like, oh no. And I was like, now the door's closed. So now this educator and I were stuck outside. And the other educator that we can actually see, she can't help us because she can't leave the kids unattended. So we're waiting outside, waiting. And I'm thinking, oh, it's so stupid. In the moment when I saw him, right, I thought he's up to speed with everything going on. The fact that he went outside with me, I didn't think to tell him we won't be able to come back in. I thought he has the key. So we're waiting outside. And then these elder children pop by. So he's like, the educator's like this. And then the child is like, and he's like, no. And then the child just waves back. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So he managed to say, come here. He's pointing at the door. So, this child comes and then he waves. And it's like, oh, there's too much waving going on. Anyway, finally opens the door for us. So we go inside and they say to the educator, please show me how to use the other exit without setting the alarm. All right, so he shows me how to get out. I finally get out. I've been in this place for way too long. And on my way out, I had to pass by my son. And he saw me and now he wants to play with me. And it's like, oh, starting afresh. Anyways, I managed to get out. Finally out, I get to my car. I just got to the car, I sat inside and I realized there's a parent that had parked their car behind mine. So this has all been very stressful, right? I was so mad in that moment. And I was like, you know what? I'm too mad to go in there and try and find out who this car belongs to. And also, I'm a bit scared to be stuck in there again for one reason or the other. So I wait. And after 10 minutes, I couldn't wait anymore. So at this point, I'm thinking I'm definitely gonna get to work way too late. The whole thing at this point has now taken about 20 minutes. This is 20 minutes of time that I hadn't planned into my day. So I go back in the daycare. I go up and I ask, where are the parents here? The educators are like, oh, we don't have any parents on this floor. Go downstairs. I went downstairs. I saw 3 parents. I'm like, which of you 3 parked their Toyota behind my car? And then this man is like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, I gotta go to work. I need to leave now. And this other dad was like, whoa. And I hate it because in that very moment, I was the very parent that I did not want to become, which is why I waited the 10 minutes hoping that the person shows up, but they didn't show up. So I was probably even more worked up than I was when I initially made this realization. So this dad has his little daughter on his arm. I don't know what's going on there. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm usually here for only 1 minute. I was like, I just need to get to work. So we went there, he reversed. I thanked him and I drove off. But at that point, my stress levels were at the utmost peak. I knew I was going to be late and it had just all been a shit show. But then I thought to myself, how the heck am I ever going to do an episode on navigating being a full-time working mom and raising a toddler whilst I'm waiting for a pattern? There's absolutely no pattern. Every day is different. So most days are good. Most days are really, really good. It's just a lot of work, a lot of organizing stuff, a lot of coordination, thinking in advance to make, life less stressful in the future. But after that scenario, I was like, you know what? Forget what I was waiting to, to establish to be able to speak about this topic. This Tuesday experience triggered me to want to share this with you guys, because that's just an example of what being a full-time working mom with a toddler could be like. But overall, most days are not as stressful as Tuesday. And retrospectively, that story is a bit funny because everything worked out. But in the moment where it's happening, I think there's just too much cortisol released and it's just all too much to handle. So I'd be interested in hearing how other full-time working moms navigate this space. If you know somebody that would enjoy hearing this story, this experience, don't hesitate to share with them. Drop a comment below. Like this video if you enjoyed this story, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you next time.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.